Hey everyone, welcome back to the Golf House. If you've been here before, if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jenny, and today I am doing a blueberry muffin video. Have some blueberry muffins that I needed to use up, but also I have Thrive blueberries. So I wanted to show you that you can use your blueberries to bake as well as using them to eat. These are really good for snacking, but you can also bake with them. You can rehydrate them and make pie with them. They are delicious. So I've got a few fresh blueberries to use, and I'm going to use some Thrive blueberries as well. Let me show you how I make them. Okay, in this bowl I have a half a cup of softened butter. I'm going to put in 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. And I'm just going to get this cream together. To this, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla and 2 eggs. Get that mixed in together. I'm just going to give a quick scrape down, make sure everything's incorporated. Okay, I'm going to add a half a cup of sour cream. And I'm going to add some lemon zest. I have 1 small lemon here. Okay, there's the zest of my lemon. I am also going to add lemon juice. I'm going to put in about half a lemon. I'm going to save this other half for glaze. I'm going to get this mixed together. Throw in a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to gently mix this. I'm only going to turn this on until it's mixed. You don't want to overmix muffin batter. That will be a terrible muffin. I have a 1/4 cup of whole milk. Okay, done. Just want to make sure everything is stirred in from underneath. Okay, here are my Thrive blueberries. I just want to show you, freeze dried. They are the same size as they are when they're fresh. Let me show you the fresh. Ta-da! Fresh blueberries, Thrive blueberries. These are flash frozen and dried, so they remain the same size, not like dehydrated. Dehydrated get really tiny. I only have about maybe 1.5 cups of fresh blueberries left, so I'm going to throw in about 1/2 cup of Thrive. My fresh blueberries I have rinsed, and I put like just a tablespoon of flour in. I just want to fold these babies in. I don't like it when my muffins come out completely purple. There you go, that's all the stirring I'm doing. Alright, I'm going to clean this mess up and get these in the oven. I've got my pan lined with papers. You don't have to if you don't want to. And I'm going to put 1 scoop of batter in. Ooh. To get all crazy with the batter here. I have some crumble topping that I'm putting on. If you don't like crumble topping, you can actually just sprinkle the top with some sugar, especially raw sugar. So good on the muffins when you sprinkle the top with it. I just want to make sure my I gotta keep making a mess. And I, oddly enough, this is frozen crumble. A lot of times when I'm making a recipe, I make extra and I freeze it so that I can just throw it right on top of a recipe like this. And this one is oatmeal, and it does have a smidgen of cinnamon in it, which I absolutely love. So I will leave the recipe for this crumble topping that I use on my blog, along with the recipe for these muffins. If you don't like lemon flavor, you can leave the lemon out. And you can actually pop some cinnamon in there instead if you like cinnamon. I like both, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw on my cinnamon topping on top of my lemon flavored muffins. Because it's not a lot of cinnamon, it's just a hint of cinnamon in here. Okay, make sure everything has enough crumble. I love crumble. Okay, I'm going to put these in at 375. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes and start checking them. I'll let you know exactly how long they took. I'm going to make a tiny bit of glaze. I have about a cup and a half of powdered sugar. That's Himalayan pink salt, smidgen. This is the rest of my lemon juice.
Motion detected at the backyard pool.
I'm just going to stir this together. You do not have to make glaze if you don't want to. Ooh, that's our muffins. That was 20 minutes on the dot. I'm going to use a little bit of cream or milk. I'm going to put a little bit of whole milk in there. You can use water. You can use a teaspoon of vanilla. You don't like lemon, you don't have to make this glaze. I just like glaze on top of crumble. Because A, it's beautiful, B, it tastes delicious. And because I'm extra, okay? Okay, now I can stir it. I might need just a smidge more milk. So when you're making glaze, you just add milk, teaspoon, tablespoon at a time until you get the consistency that you want. Milk, water, you can use whatever you want. Orange juice, if you rather have orange in your blueberry muffin, you can do orange zest and orange juice. You can use this recipe and use cranberry and orange instead of blueberry and lemon. I have done that for years, and I usually bake that at Christmas. Just like this, but with cranberry and orange. Okay, there's my glaze. And there are my muffins. Just starting to get golden around there, mainly from the sugar that's in the crumble. Yum! I can't wait to eat these. I'm gonna wait till they cool off and then I'm gonna put some glaze on. FYI, these took 20 minutes on the dot in a 375 degree oven. Okay, you totally do not have to do this. But I like to just put a little bit of glaze on because I like to drive that lemon flavor home. And I'm not really doing it in any design. And these are still slightly warm, and I like it to be just a smidgen warm because I want it to start to kind of melt in there. Muffins always remind me of rainy days. I don't even know why. Maybe because I used to love to make muffins on rainy, cold days. When my kids were little, I would make muffins on the weekend and then chuck them in the freezer. And then they had after-school snacks instead of eating junk. Or breakfast on the run. So this is what they had. And this one needs a little bit more. And I've made a huge mess as per usual, so anywho. Voila! These are super delicious. This is just the standard size. You can totes make this in jumbo. And I am gonna open one up and show you how moist these are. The sour cream and the milk. And all the blueberries. And this is probably a Thrive blueberry because they stay whole. Yum! And there is my blueberry muffin. Super delicious. Alright, so that is all there is to making super delicious, easy blueberry muffins. If you use freeze-dried blueberries, or dehydrated blueberries, they're so quick to make. I actually like using the dried blueberries versus the fresh because it doesn't quite turn your batter as dark as it does when you use fresh ones. Either way, this recipe is delicious. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It really helps me out a lot and I sure do appreciate your support. And ring the little bell for notifications. You'll be notified when I have a new video come out. You don't want to miss a thing around here. If you haven't started following me on Instagram yet, you should at JennyGoff18. Pretty much post daily what I'm up to around here. Also on Facebook, and you can visit my blog for all of my recipes at jennygoff.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.